Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday, Hump Day. We turn this down. Wednesday, the 9th of July, Hiromi Hosono's birthday. I'm listening to, I just received the latest Zone of Tones release. 10 sequences. Thank you, Jim. There's Jim in 1974. Yeah, we were all young once, weren't we? Also got an update on how he's doing. Congratulations on your remission, Jim. And I already like this quite a bit. He says it's older work, um, of using the sequences on this modular synthesizer. I'd love to have a modular synthesizer. Pardon my mouth. This starts off really strong. I just got it in the mail yesterday. I really like this, Jim. I'm not going to keep playing it, but I just want to get people an idea. One of the things that I like about doing this work like this, receiving music to review, excuse me. One of the things I like about receiving music to review is being able to discover all the wonderful expressions and artists who are not major, but are as good as or better than the majors. The Zone of Tones is a good example. The way this latest release hits me, even though it's old work. This is really good, and stands toe to toe with anything else that's out on the market. There's only 25 of them for sale. I'll leave the link. I will remember to leave the link, Jim. I will. Thank you for sharing it with me. I'm proud to be an owner of one of the 25. Maybe there's 50-50, but the other 25 are being sold or distributed different elsewhere. Thank you, Jim. Cheers. Bit strong coffee this morning, but it's good. Folks, I'm still basking in the glow of the attention that I have been receiving because of my birthday. I know that the nice thing is that it's not just because of my birthday, but that's when people, it's the reason to contact others and to say happy birthday and to, extend love. I continue to wake up today to belated happy birthdays. We are numbers peoples. We're bean counters. The world we live in now is one of how many likes did you get? Numbers. How many subscribers? I try to ignore it, but it's part of our world. So I take notice. I get up this morning and I'm looking at the cumulative numbers again through my social media. The happy birthdays continued all day yesterday. I'm up to close to 1,800 greetings. That's notable to me. That's significant. And I feel it. And I'm grateful that what I send out, that's what I receive. For the most part, except for sick people. I get sickness from sick people, but I get love from the majority of the world, and I'm so appreciative. I pulled some records to show because I don't have anything new, thankfully, because I kind of blew out these last couple of weeks due to my birthday. Bought a fair amount of records, and I can't do that all the time. So I pulled some records to show. But before I get into the music, I want to say that I want to thank the person who, the most recent comment on my videos is by someone. It's a long one. And it's really revealing. And I am so happy that this channel creates a space where a person such as this person who talks about being autistic type 1 and how they get exhausted masking to fit in. I'm glad that you feel comfortable sharing that, and I hope that it helps to know that you've been heard. I don't know what I am. I'm not normal. I know that. I'm not a typical, and I'm glad I'm not normal. I remember up into my mid 20s, almost 30, where I was still having to consciously look around at other people in certain situations to see what are they doing, how are they reacting, what am I supposed to be doing, because basically I'm on another planet in my head, I guess, But there's been so many things that people just do that make no sense to me. So I don't want to do them and never have as growing up. So the older I get, the more I noticed how people will say and do things that they don't mean at all, but they think they're supposed to do it. And that's why they do these things. And I said to myself, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to do this. I can't give an example, but you know what I mean. Just being insincere or just being, I don't know, just trying to fit in and do what you think you're supposed to do when what you're doing to fit in doesn't make any sense. Cheers, people. So, yesterday I'll just again Dear Diary some more and just go off the top of my head. Yesterday I did go to dinner with some friends as opposed to going to dinner with James and my crew. And I made the right choice. I wanted to spend time at home talking and confabbing with my crew. Love those guys. Blake actually came over again yesterday because they're leaving on tour this morning. And he really is like a grown son to me. He needed some more time with me. I love that man. The friends that took me to dinner is a woman I used to work with in her family, her husband and her grown daughter, and I met her new boyfriend, Mexican fellow. These people are white. It was a wonderful. I love these people. They're my kind of people. Very real. Met them through punk rock originally, okay, and then Jen ended up getting a job where I worked for Community Alliance. But it was really nice because Kevin was real reticent and shy and quiet at first, But once it became obvious that I am a friend, he opened wide up. And it was a fantastic dinner. We ate at an Ethiopian restaurant. I love African food. I love Japanese food. I love Indian food. And then I like Chinese food in that order. African food is the bomb. There's different regions, and it's not all the same. I've had some African things where it's like we have made this kind of meal because this is all we have to make with, and it'll be things like that are really not very desirable, but they have acclimated. Don't care for stuff like that, but the richness overall of African cooking and spicing, as well as the other regions I mentioned, nothing like it. And the meal yesterday at the Ethiopian restaurant, we had some fish and spaghetti. That's the first time I've had that combination. When they don't have rice, they make spaghetti. It was killer. It was killer. My God, it was good. It was good. So the other thing that's on my mind is, among other things, is hoping that FEMA, what's left of it, can help Texas. You guys that watch me know that I've been saying this, that this summer was going to be deadly. It ain't over yet, but look at this. Biggest flood in Texas history, I understand. All those children, and still haven't found so many bodies. Something else, something else. So we talked. They just got back from a trip to New York, and they got to see Marshall Allen. See, my kind of people. Go to New York, do stuff, but make sure that you see Sun Ra's Marshall Allen. They said that was a high point of the trip. So I want to show some records, and I'm just pulling the ones that got me to pull them and start with them. I was going to pull another record from back up here, and I didn't. I forgot. So maybe next time. Regarding the records that I just bought, that big pile, haven't gone through them all yet. But I have started on the Eliane Radigue, and that stuff it's not just drone. At first, it'll be like, okay, is this just a drone? Then you start listening into all the it's like microscopic what's going on inside this drone. It's very active. It's like, if you're looking at it from a broad view, it looks like a solid band of information. And you get up close, so you just start listening more closely, and it's like a universe of activity within this drone. Eliane Radigue was, whoa, that's my response to my first listen. I didn't even make it through the whole side, but it's like, whoa, this is something else. Something else. Cheers, people. Happy birthday to everyone. I'm thinking about Hosono, it's his birthday, 80-something. Or maybe he's not 80 yet. I think he's like 78. Bless him. He's an inspiration. So I haven't played these for a while, but this is another favorite band of mine in the prog fusion world. From Italy, area. I don't have all their albums, but I have what I can find. Event 76, they're all highly recommended. Demetrios Stratos, rest in peace, been gone for a while. The lead singer has an operatic voice, very powerful, but he does all kinds of things with it. And he is, to me, famously like Leon Thomas, where he uses the yodel to great effect. He yodels to great effect. There's that. This one is fantastic. Glide se nevano, gli arrabbiate restano. Whatever that means. I've looked it up, but I forget. These guys are badass. The entire group, every musician has great skill. Jazz level. Killer music. I think this is the one where, or the next one, I don't have, it had an insert. And Goofy, I will say that because I'm a Goofy collector too, but Goofy collectors who are into ephemera and having complete, the first thing they'll ask is, do you have the gun? No, I have the music. I'm happy to have the records. Well, these records are hard to find. Eriazione. These are originals too, not reissues. I don't even know if they've been reissued. They probably have. Highly recommend this stuff. This might be the one where you get a gun with an Arbeit macht free. Just letting you know. Maledetti. This was my introduction to area. First one I found. Bluger told me that he will open up a separate window in his browser while watching this to check out music through YouTube or whatever else to listen to it. That's easy. That's good. That I'm glad you shared that, because that's an easy way. If you don't know this music, you can listen to it. I don't have to play it, and be bothered with copyright bullshit. You can look this up. Radiation area. Caution. Radiation area. Fantastic band. Fantastic. I do sense, because I don't speak Italian, but I do sense that their music is topical, and they talk about issues, real life stuff. Powerful band. I see that Otis 12, Doug, is watching my videos. I don't know if you watched every video, but if you happen to see this one, Doug, hey, I've been taking a break from our project for the last few days, but I haven't lost my focus on it. And I have something for Otis 12 to listen to that he hasn't heard, the piece that is in development. So there's that. It's these other records I just pulled. In grabbing the area, I grabbed the bunch. So what else is in next to area? Oh, here. Shit, I wasn't even done yet. Here's another area album. Crack. And now that I think about it, they must be out of order, or I left another. There's another one, a Japanese pressing. Tick Tock or Tic Tac. Great band if you don't know them. But please excuse me, these are probably not alphabetically correct, but sort of. Neil Ardley, Kaleidoscope of Rainbows. I highly recommend this. This is, it's not like Tubular Bells, but it's that sort of project where it's a big piece, and the whole album is just the one thing, Kaleidoscope of Rainbows, but it includes a lot of players to achieve it. And for example, Ian Carr of Nucleus plays on here. Dave McRae from Matching Mole is on here. Barbara Thompson on sax. Trevor Tompkins on percussion. This is killer. I was able to get this reissue of A Symphony of Amaranth by Neil Ardley on Wawa. And it's another, this one came before that one, but it's the same sort of thing, kind of jazzy, big project. Centipede is another thing that maybe you could compare this to. And the players on here, Henry Lowther, Harry Beckett, Norma Winstone, Stan Tracy. My God, he's got everyone. Carl Jenkins, John Heisman on drums. You know what I'm saying? Superstar. Pardon me. But the purpose of using Dick Hextall Smith also, the purpose of using these musicians was to get the best realization of the idea possible from these musicians. And then I have this one, Harmony of the Spheres. I'm least familiar with this one, but I know that quality-wise it's on par with those others. There's something to play today if I end up playing. I have work to do today. That's on my plan. John Martin is on here. Trevor Tompkins and Barbara Thompson, Tony Cole, Ian Carr. Yeah, I got to listen to this. Harmony of the Spheres. Here it is. It's out of order. Tick and Tack by Area. No obi, but it's a Japanese pressing. I like that cover. Let me put this over here with my Area. Try to put these back in some kind of order. Here's one that I don't play, but I keep. Last time I played it, it was like, okay, this was charming. I keep it because I played a show with these guys. This band, I think it's from Australia. Architecture in Helsinki. From to me, the halcyon days of the end of the 90s going into the 2000s, when indie rock still actually had a definition. And, you know, being in several bands, I was playing with a lot of these people, meeting a lot of cool people. And these folks, I'm pretty sure they're from Australia. So much fun. They were really into it. You know, the album is good, but it's not like the sort of thing I listen to very much. Maybe like a little bit like Arcade Fire, but less American. They signed it for me. But I keep this. And once again, it's like, probably ought to revisit it. It's been a while. Roland Arel and Daria Semigan, Electronic Music for Dance, on the Finidar label. I haven't played this in a while, so I can't describe it to you. If I still have it, that's enough for you to know, okay? And so I like Brigitte Fontaine. She's a character, French singer, public figure, interesting woman. But her partner in a lot of music is this guy named Areski. And I have this album by him, Un Bateau Matin. Singer-songwriter, musician. Not, you wouldn't say specifically progressive, but a thinker outside of the box when it comes to how he presents his music. This is good stuff. I have to look because I can't remember. It's on the Souffle Contenu label, which is awesome. And it's a color vinyl. Not all of my Contenus are in color, but I have to check. This is the sort of label that whenever I see it, I grab it. And when Almost Music record store was still going here in Omaha, Brian, who ran the store, is a big collector of this sort of thing. He made sure to get this stuff. So there's that one. And this one, Je ne connais pas cet homme. Areski and Brigitte Fontaine. Some of the music, in particular Brigitte Fontaine, some of the things she's put out sounds like she's losing her mind. Interesting. Argent. I used to have a lot more Argent. And right quick, as a kid, my second real job at 15, working at Bishop's restaurant, is when I got to a point where I was able to buy records a little bit. And among the first batch that was that significant was the Argent album with the big hit, Hold Your Head Up, I Don't Have It Anymore. But this is an Argent album I think is underrated. Counterpoints. Phil Collins plays drums on here. I think this is actually underrated. Argent's vocal style doesn't connect to me. I don't like it. But musically, this is just solid. Shitty cover, if you ask me. It's like, why did they use this? The woman doesn't even look human. That pose. Okay, that's enough. I still have this one. Nexus. This is not top of the bill sort of stuff, but they're good. And I understand that, like I say, when you see stuff live, it makes a difference. But I understand that people who've seen this band live say that they tore it up. They were amazing live. And here's their live album, Encore. Before I go on, one of the things that I watched yesterday, I watched a little bit because I do check every day for videos. So the thing that I watched yesterday is there's this series called Front Porch, where this brother has concerts on his front porch or on the front porch of this house. I guess he lives there. But the latest one is George Clinton in Parliament Funkadelic. I watched that yesterday, downloaded it so I could watch it without commercials. George Clinton is an amazing mind. And that's part of what I shared with Blake when he came over to talk yesterday and kind of recap, because he was still buzzing on how good of a hang we had the day before. You know, we talk about all kinds of stuff. We get personal. Blake shared some things, some health issues that he hadn't shared with anyone yesterday. And so he came for a second dose. And I love playing music with Blake because he really listens. We listen to some Rob Mazurek as well. But the George Clinton concert on the porch, killer, and his mind is sharp as a tack. Along those lines, since I don't buy hip hop in general, something I watched on video, a new that I recommend. I think it's really good. There's a new song by Chance the Rapper with Lil Wayne doing the end bars on the song. And I can't remember the name of it, but it's really good. Slightly funny, but Lil Wayne's mind is amazing. When he comes in with his lines and what he's contextualizing to rhyme, it's like That's really something. But I'm overloaded with hip hop and mindless rap that I hear from my neighbors constantly. Yesterday, I got pissed because I was trying to watch George Clinton with my front door open. Here comes the neighbor from a couple houses down, coming home for whatever. Stereo's blasting, but they leave it blasting in the car for a while, and it just pisses me off. And some of the what I hear them talking about is just fucking stupid. So that really stood out to me. There's others. MF Doom, I really think was badass. So what's left in what I pulled? Well, speaking of melanin and color, Arcane. Do you know this band? One of the architects of what we call shoegaze. They're black people. Did y'all know that? I think that's important to let you know. Black people, women, and gay people are part of the greatest things that have ever happened on this planet. So this bullshit about promoting hate and trying to squash everybody down again with the current administration is bullshit. Listen Up by Arcane. This is a 12-inch single. I've listened to this a lot. They just call themselves Arc on here. Really good. Real good. They paved the way for Slowdive and My Bloody Valentine and stuff. Here we have 69 by Arcane. Showing this reminds me again of some of the regards I've received regarding my birthday, because all of the regards are wonderful, but to hear from other artists, like for example, the black band The Velt, who are very much shoegaze like Cocktail Twins. I saw them open for Cocktail Twins. I didn't get to meet them, but I got a happy birthday from them because of the solidarity as black musicians, black rockers. It means a lot to me to get a happy birthday. I'm going to mention some others. Every happy birthday was significant, but to get personal happy birthdays from folks like Mick Conroy from the Modern English, he's a friend. Jonas Bier from Mew, he's a friend. Dagmar Krause from Art Bears, Henry Cow, Slap Happy, she's a friend. Edward Caspell from Legendary Pink Dots. Those are the ones I can remember right off the top of my head. It's like, wow. This is the part of Beatlemania, if you understand what I'm saying. This is the part of it that I wanted. I knew as a child that I'm one of them. I'm a Beatle person. That world is my world, and I'm one of them. And the regard from other musicians as well as everyone in general, that's what I wanted, and that's what I have. I feel very blessed. Last thing to show is this one. This one is killer. I by Arcane. A Love from Outer Space. That was a single off of here. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. So we're hitting on the half-hour mark. I haven't been bothering you folks about buying my music. I've had a couple of sales. We have a Bandcamp Friday coming up next month in August, so I won't bother to ask for sales until then, but you're welcome to buy it at any time. And the feedback that I continue to get is that people are realizing I'm good. I'm good at what I do. I want to thank my sister Adrian, and I shared that slideshow of hers that she put together for my birthday, where it shows me throughout from one picture of me as a baby, that's the only picture of me as a baby, through up to the current present moment. I have all those pictures in my files, but to see it like that, it was really, I don't know the right word, touching. It's like, wow, what a journey life is, and what a journey life has been for me. So once again, I want to thank you folks for being real, being kind, trying to be part of the solution instead of the problem. We need to always be trying to find ways to come together and get along and work together, rather than what we're dealing with the current administration, which is run by a madman who has a really delicate ego no, he really has no redeeming qualities, and we're stuck with him, just making ruination of everything, and we still have people cheering him on, lost in his delusion of making great America. Is just making a mess out of everything every fucking day. So me and you that watch this, hopefully you're not part of that madness. We need to bind together because we're at the end of empire for America. America is in steep decline and it's going to continue to decline. And the only way to make anything better is through the people. What we do with each other and for each other. That's why I try really hard to get along with everyone, including people who hate me. Okay? I got a lot of practice doing that as a black man. And I don't care if you are one of those people who doesn't understand the gravity of what I'm saying, the reality, what it's like to be the most hated thing in society, a black person. If you're not black or brown, you don't know what I'm talking about. And that's why the hate continues. That's why I speak out, because it's like it's insane. And to think that we have a president and an administration running on that sort of mentality. These are shitty times. We need to come together, hold each other close, and do what my brother Ringo Starr says. Peace and love. Peace and love. Family, love you always thinking of you. Have a good day, people.